So in terms of challenges getting to where I am today, so my career sort of spanned about 20 years. So I think there's sort of two key things which stick in my mind in terms of being sort of key challenges for me. The first is to do with female personality traits. And for me, I found that piece really, really difficult. So it's the whole piece around females being quite self-depreciating in nature, and the need for me to promote myself more. And I've always really struggled with that. I know there'll be some men there listening to this thinking, well, I suffer with that as well, but you more commonly probably find that in women. I think it's the age-old statistic that when you look at things like the government, they're sort of going for recruitment and jobs and things, you see that maybe 100% of men will go in saying they can 100% do that role. But when you look at the stats for women, about 60% feel they're qualified to do it. And it's that whole piece about that confidence. And how I got through that is I really needed to speak to people. I was really encouraged by my coaches to be more confident. But the piece which was so fundamental to me was more about being authentic to myself. So I didn't want to get there by being somebody I wasn't, because being in a really significant high leadership role, you have to really believe in what you're doing. And I didn't want to get there by being somebody I wasn't. So that is why it was such a difficult journey for me to get there, and one of my key challenges. I'd say my other one is around maternity leave. So a really key differentiator between men and women. I think I had mixed emotions about maternity leave. I was really, really excited to be going off to have a baby. But on the other hand, I was giving up a lot of clients. I had to hand them over to others. I built up quite a lot of other roles that I was doing. And again, I had to hand all of those over. So really giving away all of that stuff that I'd worked so hard for to go off and leave the business and have a baby. However, the other thing that I found is that when I had my baby and was at home on my maternity leave, the business was still going on. So the business was still running as normal. And when I came back, I was then expected just to fit back in, like nothing had really happened, nothing had really changed. But yet I'd been stripped of all the roles that I had prior to that. And also I had to rebuild on my clients again. So a really big dent in my career. However, I was really lucky. I did have maternity leave coaching sort of before I went on maternity leave and when I came back. And I really do think that was really key to my career. And also, when I came back, you also have the piece where you feel really guilty about coming back, because I wanted the best for my children. But equally, I knew that I wanted the best for me, which was definitely a career working whilst bringing the children up. And I think when I look at my children, I hope what they see today is that they're inspired by the fact that I work. And I have worked with all the businesses that I've worked with today in terms of working in a part-time capacity to make that happen and make that work. So diversity and inclusion are incredibly important to me. I'm a firm believer that everybody should get the chance to achieve their ambitions. And it's not just about women, it's about everybody, it's about ethnic minorities, it's the whole diversity piece. Having a diverse workforce to me really brings a really diverse range of thoughts and experiences to every table. So it means that as a business you can have better debates and better discussion. And I think it really adds something. It helps in terms of the decisions you make as a business, but also the people you get in to work for that business. Everybody wants to work for a business who has that attribute. We can see that in Bishop Fleming we are getting a lot better at this, and we do have some really excellent ranges of having diversity and including diversity in things we do. So for example, balanced recruitment interviews, so having a male and female interviewer. But I think in terms of ethnic diversity, there's still quite a long way to go. We are working very hard to try and achieve this, but that does come with its challenges. We can use where we are in the country as an excuse, but we have to be doing more to try and achieve these goals. But I do believe very strongly that as a business, we're fully committed to achieving these things.